Welcome to the Snipecast. This is definitely episode 4 this time. Last time was 3, sorry about that. I thought we'd squeeze out a quick episode because I think we're going to get blown off by the weather for the next few days. So we drove home in a hurry from work today to have a look out. Lovely conditions again. We thought we'd work some high ground above the Caithness bog. Lovely bare ground, and it's often worth a look at this time of year because the migrating snipe, when they come in, can plop down in this ground as much as the bogland further down. Used to be very good, well, still is good lark hawking country. Had a lot of good sport hawking larks here in the early and mid 90s. But we didn't find any snipe there today, so we moved down onto the bog itself. Again, just scratching around for the odd snipe. They seem later this year, the migration, because we're not getting the big numbers as yet, but surely it can't be long. Hopefully it won't be long, but found one eventually. Again, quite, running snipe on the ground. The more I see of snipe and the more snipe hawking I do, I realise there's a lot of similarities with grouse, and that they can often do a lot of running around on the floor, and I think they've got an appreciation for the wind direction because they always seem to run off downwind. It took the little dog a long time to finally pin this one, but she did in the end. It went up quite nicely. Again, took 2 or 3 attempts to flush the snipe and get the tassel in position. He was back to his predict the flush and then do a cast downwind, which put him out of position twice. The predicting the flush and half stooping wouldn't be so bad if he didn't come with a little downwind back cast at the end of it. It puts him out of position every single time, but we got away with it and got quite a nice stoop on this snipe. Nice good snipe. Nice honest snipe, but I don't know what I had the camera settings slightly wrong, so you can't quite see the end of the stoop, but he missed it by about 3 feet. It wasn't even close, but it was a good snipe and a good stoop. So he just done a little back cast here, so I was having to wait for him to come back into position. He really is annoying. But there you go. I'm just waiting for him to come back over the point. I think it flushes this time. I sat on this little island in the grass. The snipe. I don't know if you can see, but he missed it by quite an appreciable distance. So anyway, we chased it a bit and it came back and hung around, and so we worked on quite a degree of anxiety at the minute with speculation flight to find. And he's been conditioned to wait on for a long period of time since he was a brown eyes, but it's always on the assumption that you've got lots of snipe and you will always serve the hawk. Speculation flight to find, provided you've got game to serve in the end. But at the minute, it's a bit of a nerve-wracking affair as to whether you'll find anything. So we worked all the way along this bog, and put up a couple of larks, which he stooped quite hard. He seems to like stooping larks at the minute, but so maybe in his mind that's a result. But carried on along. He doesn't really wait on really high or go up high now until he sees the dog still. When the dog's just working away, he's just floating about, hanging on the updraft, watching us. And then when the dog goes motionless, then he starts to climb rapidly. It was a really lovely pitch here, so I thought I didn't need to head the point, just walk in straight behind the dog. And there's only one way the snipe was going to go here, and it went nice and honest and true. And we got a lovely stoop. It was a really loud stoop as well. He really came down fast on this one.
Sure, he hit that. There was definitely a loud whoomph noise.
It was quite a loud noise that you won't pick up on the camera, but I didn't know at the time, but he looked like he bound to it momentarily and fluffed the pine. Very close. I'd have loved for him to have hung on to that one. It would have been just my perfect idea of my perfect snipe flight, and then I could have retired and talked about it for the next 20 years. But anyway, he chased it down to a bracken patch, and he was running around on the floor in all this bracken. The dog did actually find it and flushed it again. It flew off. It didn't seem like it was harmed. But anyway, I gave him a full pigeon.
In that car, which is right on top of that hill.
Yeah, it's a long walk back to the top of the hill. So yeah, he got a big feed up, and we'll wait out the next few days. There's a storm coming in, so yeah, really nice little afternoon, and nearly a kill, but 2 great snipe, and yeah, very enjoyable. So we'll see you for Snipecast 5 in a few days.
Bonnie, Scotland. Away the new.